How cute.
All right. So we've in the past, we've had our Trader Joe's Charles Shaw, aka $2 Chuck. And well, it's we weren't quite so impressed with it. So this time around, we're going to try all of at someone's suggestion, all of the Trader Joe's premium. Well, it's not all the Trader Joe's premium, but some of the Trader Joe's premium, because otherwise we would all be drunk off our asses trying to drink all of them. Now these, unlike $2 Chuck, which is, well, I think now because of inflation, everything is $3 a bottle. These ranged from $8 to maybe $11. But I looked at the growers, and well, none of them are either linked to Charles Shaw or Franzia, and they're not, from kind of weird areas of California. These are from, like Sonoma, Paso. I think the only one that doesn't really have a location other than California is the Cab, but that one has its own kind of oddness, because it instead of the others where it just says reserve, or like our Zinfandel that says Petite Reserve, this one says Growers Reserve, which to me signifies that this is kind of like the premium part of the crop for that vineyard's harvest. So I'm placing some pretty high hopes on it. But on that note, we are going to start with our Sonoma 2020 Chardonnay, lot 221. Now, those lots are usually pretty big, so I mean, don't really put too much stock in that. They put a lot number on here. Okay, and for those that are new, we go through the process as a psalm would. The first step in that is to look at it. And what you do is you normally just kind of tilt the glass about 45 degrees, and you're kind of looking for like what kind of color we have here. And is this more
kind of greenish?
Yeah, it's got a bit of a green tint to it. It's a lot clearer than I was expecting for a Chardonnay.
It's very clear, yeah.
So this is like a light yellow. It's even at the rim, it has a bit of like almost like silvernish. Okay, so then the second thing is to kind of give it a bit of a swirl, and you're looking for the legs to kind of pull down. Now those are actually fairly thick. So I would probably put this at, especially, I mean, knowing that it's a Sonoma, I'd probably put this at 13, like right around 13. And survey says, wow, 14.3. This is a hot chard. I mean, yeah, most chards are somewhere between 12.5 and 13.5. So for this to be well over that, this means this grew in like a very kind of warm area. So, all right, let's go ahead and give it another swirl. Let's then stick our beaks in here and give it a sniff.
Yes.
And
sure.
What's everyone smelling on this one?
Stone fruit. Well, Kurt said peach.
I'm getting butter and apple.
So I didn't get butter. I got hay.
Hey. Yeah.
Like, I don't think this was like, it didn't go through the like malolactic fermentation to add a bunch of like creamy butter to it, but it was in some oak. And when you have essentially apple, stone fruit combined with oak, you get basically hay. So yeah, so I mean, yeah, this it's that kind of, yeah, it's, to me it's somewhere between like green apple, and yeah, almost like a, I wouldn't even, I mean, not sure if I would go for like regular peach, but kind of like white nectarine, white peach, or it's not as, it doesn't have that full kind of like almost like sugary unctuousness. All right, well, let's go ahead and give this thing a taste. So first of the night, cheers.
So sweet.
Sweeter.
Really?
Apricot sort of thing in there.
Yes.
Did you say sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I paired it with some shrimp scampi. Sorry, I may be a little bit ahead of things, but the shrimp scampi really sweetens the wine.
Okay. So are we getting mostly what we smelled?
Yeah.
Almost like a honey in there.
Now, so here's the question. Are you, since you smelled butter, do you taste butter?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was, I had thought was that it didn't really, to me, it didn't give that hint of malolactic fermentation. Though it's actually kind of surprising from Sonoma, because I mean they're really known for their buttery shards. But I'll blame that on the Psalms, because they've been pushing for a much more Chablis like Chardonnay to come out of California. So the winemakers are obliging.
Tropical fruit and like a secondary taste.
Like not citrusy, but like pineapple maybe.
Yeah, like pineapple.
Mango.
You getting pineapple or mango?
Maybe mango.
I think I'm getting something.
See, I'm not, well, I mean, one, I don't get any kind of like citrus bite. I mean, this thing is, I won't say flaccid, but it definitely doesn't have a lot of acid to it. I'm trying to think. I mean, the only thing in tropical wise, yeah, it kind of has almost like that, like kind of mellow papaya.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's odd that, again, we went from stone fruit to kind of a weird muted tropical. No, back behind, I mean, I still get a bit of like apple, but it's not, I don't know if I'd call it green apple, because it's not, it's got some of the characteristics of a green apple, but it's not. It doesn't have, well, I don't know how else to really explain it other than green apple, but not green apple. It's like the ghost of green apple.
Well, Kurt's thinking golden delicious, and I was thinking like a red delicious or a honeydew. Not delicious, but honeydew maybe, or honey crisp. I mean,
Where
Definitely.
it almost, it sort of has like an apple taste, but not.
yeah, it's very subtle.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you would expect for something that's so hot and 2020 that this thing should just be brimming with like fruit notes, and I'm not getting that. It mostly tastes like, I don't know, toast.
Yeah, you're right, Kurt. That's what we
Well, hopefully some of the food out there actually, kind of hits the spot and makes this thing taste a little bit better. Well, for our newbie on the call, what you usually do for the tasting is, you go through the the 3 different steps: sip, chew, sip. So sip on the wine, kind of prepare your palate, then start, have your little nibble, start chewing it around. And then before that final gulp, go ahead and wash it down with a second sip of wine. And hopefully some magic's going to happen.
Your rules. Okay.
And then, as is kind of the rules on these calls, is if all of a sudden something really just, I don't know, explodes in your mouth, shout it out and let us know for, something that we can pick up for whenever we have to drink the leftovers.
So we've got an arugula salad, of course, and it's really nice with that. And then Kurt discovered that the steakhouse onion cheese that we have, the onion in the cheese really makes an interesting pairing.
Now I'm really sad because I'd actually had some cheddar with caramelized onion, but it was bought before the RG, and it ended up pulled it out today, and it was all kind of fuzzy.
Oh no!
Cut the outside off.
Yeah, cut the outside off. And you're good to go.
So we have a pesto gnocchi, and it's actually bringing out like this earthy side of the chard, like maybe like the herb portion.
Herb or earthy?
I want to say a little bit of both, but the thing that popped to me the most was I want to say like herb.
Okay.
I don't like this one.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
feel like
Too
it's
sweet
100%
for me.
like basic white bitch chard. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say
Basic
that.
white bitch shard. I love it.
Yeah, I think you're spot on.
Hmm.
That's exactly what it is.
So I do have another cheddar though. I picked up at Trader Joe's. It's their Scotch bonnet cheddar, which is, has a little bit of heat to it, but it's actually for Scotch bonnet, that is not very spicy. And no, it's actually those kind of like just peppery, kind of greenish notes are really kind of coming to the forefront. So yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I still kind of have a little bit of that goat cheese spice in there in my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, goat cheese would probably be, well, I mean, goat cheese and chard are kind of synonymous with each other.
I don't like it.
So we've got an herb goat cheese,
Mhm.
and herbs are almost, in my mouth, they're a lot stronger than the Chardonnay. So it almost turns the chard into water, but I think Kurt is enjoying it more than me.
I don't like this wine.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was like, okay, well, this is starting off on a good foot, but like smell wise, but then I started to taste it, and I was like, okay, this isn't great. It's not bad. Again, it's not Charles Shaw, but it's okay.
You're gonna try the goat cheese.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to go cheese, yeah.
So I don't like there's sweetness to it, like a prosecco sweet maybe sort of, but it's not like the horrible sweet that comes with. I don't know if you ever tried Apothec's Pinot Noir, which is one of the worst ever, or that $2 chub sweetness. Like I feel it's not that so bad.
Oh, I like it with the goat cheese.
Oh, you do?
I
Okay.
do.
It cuts the ickiness a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how's our glasses looking? So next in line is our. So this was the other thing that I kind of thought was a little weird, was that the Petite Reserve, compared to everything else is like 2019, 2020. At least my Petite Reserve is 2016.
Yeah, ours is 2016, right?
So I mean, this has been either in the barrel or in the bottle for quite a long time. Also from Sonoma Valley, which again is a little. I mean, typically your Zinfandel is going to come, in California. Most of it's coming from Lodi, which claims to be the Zin capital of the world. While, if it comes from Sonoma, well, it's usually kind of a project of hopefully love. So as we're looking at this one, this is, especially for a Zin, is pretty light.
On top shelf, which you couldn't see.
This is translucent.
Now, if I was just blind looking at this, I'd be picking up something like, okay, maybe is this like a Pinot Noir? Because I mean it's got a nice kind of like ruby hue, but you can also this is actually kind of one of the first, because most of the ones that are under that $20 price point are usually very new. So for this being a 2016, this actually has a decent amount of rim variation. So when you tip it, you'll actually be able to see a little bit of that kind of almost like brown brickishness on the edge.
It's like still silver.
But it's not like, what's that? It's like, I'm not getting any.
So let's go ahead and give this thing a bit of a swirl, and we'll see how the legs.
Like maybe they tried to get pepper in there because that's a good top
Jeez.
box. You know,
Those are coming down very slowly.
it's really fast.
16.2. This is like a, seriously.
Very slow, very thick.
Yeah, 16.2.
So
So it's small.
What?
am I here? Did I just hear 16?
I was whispering, but yes.
16
Holy crap.
This is great wine. Yeah.
This is going to get you messed up wine.
So if you're like,
Wow.
I can only afford $3 wine, like this is
it.
$3.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's essentially once you get over into 16%, what it's referred to as a monster.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Monster Zin. Well, let's give it a swirl and a sniff and see what we have on the nose.
That is a
It's like eucalyptus or something.
big paper rub.
It's eucalyptus.
See, I'm getting stewed cherries.
No, it's very ours is very medicine-y.
You think it's medicinal? Okay.
No, we're definitely getting cherries over here.
And I can see cherry.
Like a little bit of cocoa. I mean, to me, this it smells like a cheap like cherry cordial. Like when you break it open and that kind of like boozy stuff is like oozing out.
Eucalyptus all day long. That is all I smell is eucalyptus.
like the essential oil.
But it also smells like after my best friend has started to make cherry pies and cracks open that can of like cooked cherries.
It's a different cherry.
Like black cherries or red cherries?
Red rolled.
Oh no.
I guess it would be kind of like dark cherries.
It tastes like
Wait, you're
cherry
ahead of
pie.
us.
Tastes like cherry pie. Sorry, I tasted it already. I couldn't handle the smell. I was like, this is eucalyptus.
Spoilers.
All right. Well, let's catch up to Sarah. So, cheers.
It is.
Pucker, stringency.
Yeah, this is like quite full of red fruit.
Mm-hmm. Lamb or beef, guys? Lamb or beef first.
So is there anything on the, are you detecting anything on the back end?
I still think it's like medicine. It's like taking Robitussin.
I get a cherry finish, maybe a medium to long finish.
See, to me,
Weird.
I'm getting like a single note baking spice.
Yeah, it's like
Which is amplified by steak or roast, whatever we have.
oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, like I just tried I'm sorry, I'm ahead of everybody.
Okay,
I tried the
again.
roast and it was like at the very end, this big pop of spiciness.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like not sure if it kind of tastes like cinnamon.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, cherry and cinnamon.
The roast is really good.
All right. Well, time to try a couple things with it.
Oh,
So apparently well, at least according to Sarah, this is a definite red meat wine.
So I'm trying it with lamb now, so give me a second.
show off.
Gifted children. So
That's different. Lamb is kind of gamey, so it makes it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
oh, the steak is so much better.
The steak is much better with it than the lamb.
Oh, it
Okay.
is.
Like a lot. Yeah. You did a great job on here.
I don't know what's. I don't know what the lamb.
I
The
would,
lamb is very gamey, so there's that.
I would try.
Are you sure it's lamb and not mutton?
It's rack of lamb. I don't know. I got it at a restaurant on Monday. These are my leftovers. So. No, I'm not sure. They just said rack of lamb on the menu.
Aged.
I know I've made that mistake before when I was going to make some like traditional shepherd's pie, and instead of ground lamb, unless maybe it is tradition, but I used ground mutton, and I swear it tasted like dog food.
I haven't tasted dog food.
That
I
sounds
wouldn't know.
horrible. No, but no, come on.
That's true.
The arugula is pretty good.
Is it?
Oh,
Try the
yeah.
arugula and the blue cheese. It's gorgonzola.
But
Yeah.
I'm hoping because of the strong cherry that it's going to go well with. I have some ravioli with bolognese.
Oh, yeah. Try that and let us know. Yeah, the arugula is
Yeah, we don't have
fantastic.
any good red sauce. That'd be a thing to do.
It's like tomato sauce. Yeah.
So you're
Mm.
right. This doesn't
Yeah.
have like the like, you know, like we sometimes do, right?
Yeah, that's a really good combination.
Yes.
I mean, it's to me.
Congrats.
I mean, this here, other than it not having some like clear green notes, I'd probably mistake for a Chianti.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I mean that's kind of like the signature thing of Chianti is that I mean you're just getting that kind of like bright Bing cherry, but well maybe it's because it's bright Bing cherry, and this still is much more on that kind of stewed, like cooked cherry side.
Yeah.
But I mean, so there if you I guess that's well at least of so far of the ones reserve petite reserve maybe.
I take the shard over the sin.
Really, I hated the shard. This is much better than the shard.
I don't like it's. I don't know.
Boo, Kurt.
Oh, Charles black licorice.
Oh, I can see that. There's some anise in there.
Yeah. Just a teeny little bite.
No, I'd say that this is I don't know, decently enjoyable.
The black licorice is a nice pairing.
Does it actually bring out that anise, or just more kind of like on the spice note side?
I think on the spice note side, because I think there's so much anise in the black licorice that it would overpower whatever the wine I bring. So
Yeah.
I think it's bringing more of the spice out.
Boy, I'm still just getting Robitussin.
I think it just brings out the cherry. It's much smoother with the licorice.
So you're saying that this just tastes like the color red.
Sarah, yes.
Like that food additive for red.
Red number 4.
What was that other thing they used to tell us about, Richard? It was like the big purple or something.
Wow.
Yeah, mega purple.
Mega.
It's like a
Yeah, but I mean that has like a very distinct smell to it. I mean, unless this thing smells like a gym mat, it's probably not in there. But yeah, if you smell gym mat, you're probably drinking some mega purple.
oh, the black chocolate is nice. What softens it?
Well,
Yeah.
and so yeah, for all these Trader Joe's things, I tried to get as much Trader Joe's
I would
food
call
for it as possible. And one of the things they have right now are these like dunkers,
This would be a great.
and they have an oatmeal and cranberry.
Yeah,
So
sweet.
I'm really hoping that that's also going to go well with this.
We did oatmeal cookies with it too. It like really brought out the spices.
I have brownies over here.
Should we try taste?
We should try taste because I
Okay.
need to get rid of them.
Can you take one, cut in 3 pieces?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's all of a sudden just like all the baking spices come to the forefront. Wow.
Just nice one.
You have a square of something.
Pandemic and into endemics. We don't have to worry.
We're in Missouri though, so on the Missouri side, we're still in trouble. In Kansas, we're okay, but
I don't know if you've been to Wyandotte lately, but we are high, so.
All right, how's everyone's glasses looking now?
Always.
Apparently theirs are still full.
Do you know, like,
Ah. Chug-a-lug laggards.
I can't.
we have so many pairings to taste with this. We had to like refill our cups because there's not pushing brownies on us too.
So the chocolate and this is good.
I would definitely save the brownies for the Syrah, or well, the next one, because that's going to be much more dark and rich.
We have enough to go around. We've got like a mountain of food here. Don't worry.
Well, as is my team foodie. Like I would be surprised if
the brownie.
you didn't have a mountain of food.
The cream cheese icing.
Yeah,
That's-
I think you're right.
Okay, the brownie with the cream cheese icing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what did it actually kind of accentuate then?
Wow, it just like mellowed everything out.
So I think that so you taste the sweetness from the icing, and then it makes the sweetness in the wine kind of go away.
But
So
I
you
get
taste
more
like the
fruit.
wine in the wine.
I get more of the
Huh.
cherry notes, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The fruit of the wine comes out because I think the sweetness in the wine goes away a little bit. That's what-
Well, all right. Let's move on to
Nice. Next.
our Paso Robles Reserve Syrah from 2019, lot 100.
Sorry guys, I had to drink a glass of water. It's been a little sick.
So at one point, there was something about if you put the water in the wine glass, so I don't remember.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bad. Do that.
Now, this one also, well, I mean, I guess kind of thankfully, it has like your tasting notes on it. I'm not going to look at them at the moment, but I did see something, like oak on there. So,
But so yeah, so Trader
But-
Joe's.
as we're looking at this one,
All about getting you drunk.
Oh, and again,
Wow.
great juice.
now,
It's not-
now this is pretty dark. I mean, which is pretty typical for a Syrah,
this is staining the glass dark.
but yeah, that's
Is this purple or garnet?
this is leaning into purple. I mean,
Purple as fuck, Rob.
Oh, thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome. Sorry. Not sorry.
yeah, this is pretty close to purple.
Okay.
I'm really hoping that this one's not going to kill us or kill our palates and tannins for the cab, but
So
Huh.
the other two had kind of like that silver ring I guess maybe it's a little bit here, but it's like not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you're kind of like tilting it, I mean, this is definitely much more, you can tell that it's young because I mean the color, it's lighter, but it doesn't switch to like more of a brown. It still stays in that kind of like vibrant red and purple.
He's got legs.
All right. So we give this thing a swirl. And the thing is that this is lightly staining the glass, but not like heavily. So I mean, this probably comes from a little bit, cold. I want to say colder area because I mean I know Paso, and not much of Paso is cold, but I would if I had to guess, it's probably on the west side where it's a little bit more hilly. Elevation has a little bit colder season than just the flat like Kansas that the east side is. But I mean those legs are coming down like
Trader Joe's just wants you to get drunk.
yeah, that's what I'm really starting to get from them is they really like high alcohol wines.
It's winos, yeah. So you can get the cheap, low alcohol.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly, the Charles Shaw stuff was only like 12, 13. I think the Chard was even like 11. So they're premium. Yeah, you're paying for the booze. All right, so let's give this thing a swirl and a sniff, and what do we catch on the nose?
There's oak and dirty.
There's a little bit of spice, like baking spice.
Yeah.
I don't get black fruit. I get red fruit, which I'm confused by, but
Yeah, for a Syrah, I mean, Syrahs are typically much more dark fruit. You're looking at like plum and blackberry. But the fact that
Fruity, it's
I mean, those are there, but yeah, it's still kind of red. It's still kind of like red fruit dominant.
okay, I can go with earthy and mushroom. But I got
Yeah, I can understand mushroom. I mean, to me, it kind of smells like a dirty forest floor.
but not like peaty. It's not like a Scotch.
No, not peaty, but like almost, I want to say like a little bit, just like a sprinkle of like pine needle, but mostly just like a lot of rotten leaves. And
I love that analogy because I think pine needle is like this beautiful thing, but rotten floor is maybe a little closer.
all right, well, let's give this thing a taste. So, cheers.
What's that, guys?
I mean, I get a buttery aftertaste, or maybe not butter, but like chewy, something chewy, jammy.
This one time when I was like driving across country, I bit into a ladybug accidentally. It was on my cookie. That's what this tastes like. It tastes like
Ladybug
bugs.
aftertaste.
Like bug guts.
Yes. I don't like it.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
I was a little girl and I had a cookie and I wasn't looking and there was a ladybug on my cookie. What?
They drive a motorcycle. All of those bugs are going to go in your mouth. The ones they eat on the front of your car.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a kind of a, I want to say like a coppery iron. I mean, this kind of tastes like blood.
Yes, it's not great.
So this is the Lost Boys wine.
I mean, it's still got, again, it's still got some weird like red notes in there. A little bit of black fruit, but
It's really good with the arugula.
But I would say, well, this definitely is going to be, because of that kind of blood flavor. Anything meat related is probably going to be pretty good.
I'll let you know. That was a face.
Roast, nice.
Oh yeah.
I do not love the pairing. Meat with wine at all. Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
that bolognese with this is amazing. If you're doing keto, this is the wine for you.
There's like some.
Yeah, if all you're eating is like bacon and raw steaks, yeah.
Like it's literally drawing out the vampire in me. The part of me that gets sunburns too easy. The part of me that's
Eat some salad.
Salad's probably.
Shall we
the best.
avoid garlic while we're at it?
Extra garlic for Kurt to keep counting those vampires.
It is good with the salad.
Yeah, the arugula is really a good pairing.
It's better with the lamb than with the roast, I think.
Really?
So it actually goes, it pairs well more with a gamey meat than Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pull some of my venison out of my freezer and try it with that then.
I saw the venisons in the freezer.
Okay. I love the arugula with this wine. I'm gonna try like that part of the wine you don't like goes away. So there's like the
Oh, try it with a date. That's something.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just date by itself.
Mm-hmm.
So our charcuterie tray was on point. I meant charcuterie.
No.
you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
It's
You deserve props for that
amazing.
because we should all.
I mean, you pissed
Yeah,
off
with
my
the
kid today,
date.
but
Wow.
it's amazing with the date. I don't know what.
Yeah, the sweetness and like the, I don't know, the savory flavors of the date. Oh,
It does not go well with oatmeal cookie. No.
Oh God, oatmeal cookies. Like I'm gonna eat a cookie and
Why am I eating this? Sounds healthy.
Well, for me, it's like the only option that really has all of those, like, cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg all kind of rolled into it, and so it's kind of a really good conduit for all those baking spices.
I think
But
that
in this, that like iron just really comes out in it. So yeah, you thought you were drinking blood before? No, it's now you definitely are. Like,
the date brings out.
just call me Dracula.
It's like there's a nutmeg in the wine.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good pairing. We'll try it on the situation.
Corey, you getting any good pairings over there?
So with the
It's amazing what Big Ziti.
Brownies?
Baked ziti. Oh yeah.
Not so much the pesto, and I did have an oatmeal cookie with it as well. I was not happy about that.
Yep. Yeah, for a typically dark fruit wine, for it to go well with I mean, I'm going to guess your Big Z had some type of marinara or bolognese to it.
Yeah, it was a red sauce with a little bit of sausage.
really good with a brownie.
Now that's interesting. So did all of a sudden the fennel from the sausage like accentuate things?
Oh, black liquor.
It did come out a little bit,
Okay.
but all I was tasting was like the tomato from the red sauce and what.
The Monday lamb.
So.
Maybe been in the fridge a bit too long.
I love that we have the experience.
I agree. Yeah, this is fun.
Well, Emily,
So again, that Scotch bonnet cheddar really, I don't know. So far, it's been making all of the wines taste pretty good. If I don't know if any of you have had it, but the next time that you're at Trader Joe's, definitely get it.
Like a sharp cheddar?
Yeah, it's a pretty sharp cheddar, but it's got these like red and green notes to it that are just really making the wines just stand out.
The brownie effectively cancels out the wine.
yes, the brownie.
So if you kind of hate the wine, the brownie's a great pairing.
Why it pretty much just tastes more like more liquid brownie in your mouth.
Yeah, like that. That's what happened.
Are we ready to move on?
Yep. I think we're ready for our last wine of the night. So this is our Trader Joe's Growers Reserve from just California 2020.
California, somewhere, all of California.
Yeah. That's though. I mean, they do make the little addendum at the bottom with organically grown grapes.
Oh no.
So
Good, Martin.
whatever that means, or you know.
Unit.
So as we're looking at this one, it is definitely much clearer than our last. I mean, it's still in now. This I'd put more in that garnet hue than the last. The last was purple, but this is much more on that. Well, not so much not garnet, because that's usually a signifier of age, but ruby. With ruby kind of being that space in between red and purple. All right. And then we give it a bit of a swirl and look at those legs dropping down. And I don't know. I'd say they're fairly thick, but they're about as thick as the Syrah was. Yeah, definitely not as thick as the Zin.
I'm calling this a 15. Yeah. Am I right? 13. 13. So this is $2 shot.
How much is that?
No, I wouldn't quite call this, like $2 chuck. It's just that, it was grown in a, I don't want to say, much more cooler area. But the fact that it's,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, I'm just trying to look here. Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything about where this stuff is made, other than the California piece. But yeah, 13%.
We're in the cab now.
We are.
So 13% cab. I mean, that's more like France. Like,
God, this isn't a
That was
cab.
damn French.
well, I mean, but it's because they're growing in a much more like cool climate, so they don't really ripen to the extent that American, like West Coast wines do. And that ripeness, translates to more sugar in the grapes, which then turns into more alcohol in the wine. But yeah, let's give this thing a swirl and a sniff, and let's see what we find on the nose.
That's not what I can
It
get.
smells like juice,
Is that juice?
like Welch's juice.
It smells like cherries and cinnamon.
So much the same as the Zin.
With a little bit of
I get chocolate and vanilla in there
It
too.
smells more like what
Fantastic.
this in tastes, right?
yeah.
What?
Like it doesn't smell like the Zen. It smells like what the Zen tasted like.
See, this smells like fresh cherries. Like the Zin smelled like stewed cherries. Like this, if I was at like some farmer's market and I saw like a bag of cherries and I just like popped it open and stuffed my nose in there.
Soil?
With like a hint of green.
But not like peaty soil. It's more like
Forest
a really
floor.
like it's a rich, sweet, like the
Yeah, it's like potting
Fertilizer soil,
soil.
like
Yeah, it's
potting
like
soil.
potting soil.
Okay. I mean, I'm getting more like like fresh dark cherries. Yeah. And almost like like green leaves. Like that, just that weird kind of chlorophyll smell.
like spring, but spring went wrong.
Like Irish Spring.
It does smell like Irish
Wrong
Spring.
spring.
It's like Irish Spring soap is in there. That's 100% a thing, right? You guys, you can find Irish Spring.
It's not looking Irish. I'm getting more like a regular
Roma Springer.
potting soil, and earthy, and plastics, and black cherry, and chocolate, vanilla, and some.
So
Cinnamon.
complicated.
Oh, it's not bad though. Like when you taste it. Sorry, I tasted it already.
Hey, don't be using that language, boyo.
Come on, lassie. Stick with the pack.
No.
Do they grow Cab Sauv grapes in Ireland?
I doubt it.
No, like they barely are starting to grow grapes in like UK proper.
That
So
seems like really
just
cold.
Corn
Like-
and peat for
like-
whiskey.
Like
Wow. What do
Yeah.
you taste?
Yeah, actually some award-winning sparkling wine or sparkling Chardonnay is coming out of England now. Yeah.
Really?
Thank you, global warming, for thawing out England.
Rude. Just rude.
All right.
Okay,
Well, let's
Let's
give this thing a taste. So, final taste of the night. Cheers.
God, I don't
It's
do
better than it smells.
So it's not like two buckshot bad. But man,
No, it's
Oh, it's pretty good with the salad.
so what are you just getting on like just the flavor palette for this? Because to me, it's simple. Like this is 2, maybe 3 notes.
It's like jammy. It's like surprisingly sweet.
it's
I wouldn't quite go sweet, but it's definitely heavily, well, I mean, this is what we were kind of expecting all night from a bunch of California, wines or young wines, was, very fruit forward. And this is definitely that. Now, actually, considering that it's 13%, there is that possibility that, this thing, if it was fermented completely dry, would be more like 13.5, 13.8. And this still has like that slight bit of residual sugar into it that, kind of smooths it out. But But yeah, no, this is probably the I would say the fruitiest of the night.
You don't have kids. You
Are
don't
you
know what
okay?
drugs.
but I mean, when you
Do you
like
feel okay though?
when you like burp and it doesn't burp right, like that taste.
Hmm.
You haven't actually tasted your kids throw up, I hope.
When you
Yes.
smell it, you can.
Yeah, this is definitely it's like a mixture of like of black cherries
Not that
and
Like, it
palm,
doesn't burp right.
like that pomegranate juice.
Oh.
Good. What's that flavor?
The texture. It's like a smooth
Mm-mm.
puckering. What do you get?
Puckering.
It's very puckery.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like compared to how dark the other one was. This I don't know, to me this is both acidic and more tannic than the last one.
taste it with the beef because I'm very confused.
I'm enjoying it with the beef, actually.
I just did the chewing the beef.
I'm gonna try the lamb now.
I'm not even sure like where I would say these grapes come from, in California.
They come from California.
San Martin.
Some are from
Probably
San
like-
Diego, some are from San Fran. It's fine.
Come
No,
from
No,
Same,
definitely not up north. This is either
I was
like
joking.
central, maybe even southern California.
Yes. Almost like what's the Bakersfield?
Bakersfield's, yeah, it's about central.
Southie. Hmm.
I don't. Well, of the ones tonight, which one would you kind of say is like ranking wise, favorite on down to the one you'd want to toss?
100%.
pretty
I
good
would
with the
take the
lamb.
Chard. If I was going to drink one of these, it would have been the white.
That's your
Really?
favorite?
Yeah,
Ugh. Yeah. No.
I'm telling you, like these are bad.
But
But they're not $2
It's
bad.
really
It's
good
fine.
with the lamb. It's
No,
really
they-
good with lamb.
yeah.
I'd say with these, I mean, you're still getting what you pay for, but I mean, quality wise, these are just heads above, the $2 chalk. Yeah,
Oh,
these are at least drinkable, and you can find something to pair with them.
It's a
the
good
$2
table wine, for sure.
the
Really,
$2 chuck just that was a labor to just drink.
I really think if you're buying wine at Trader Joe's, you're drinking to get drunk.
Well, the alcohol content, that's for sure.
16.2. 16.2.
That's
Yeah,
the-
that's Zen. That
You
is.
can, like drink to get drunk, but also enjoy the process because we're rich, right? And that's great. And
So
I
we would not
appreciate
drink these wines.
right because we could do different better.
It felt like the Zin kind of like killed the taste for everything else. Just 'cause
Really?
of the booze.
Yeah. I mean, alcohol usually doesn't like fatigue palate. Other than, if all of a sudden the booze from it's just making you, have a hankering for Jack in the Box tacos.
Weird.
So like there was salt on the oatmeal cookie, and when I
Mhm.
paired it with that, like it was very interesting. Like my tongue just kind of
What
went
is
off a little bit.
in the box makes
Hmm.
that?
It's like
I didn't even know
Okay.
that was a thing. That's not okay.
They're like 50-cent tacos.
Like me, if I had to kind of rate the wines, I'd actually probably pick the Cab, then the Zin, then the Syrah, then the Chard. Like the Chard, I just
I did not like the Chardonnay.
But I mean, I'm going to excuse Kurt because he just got over the coof, and so I'm going that his taste buds are a little off.
They've got to be because that Chardonnay would be horrible.
They're all kind of horrible.
No, the Chardonnay was like egregiously bad.
No
It
one's
was-
arguing with Kurt.
The
This is-
Chardonnay was basic bitch wine. It's like you find that everywhere. It was
It didn't even taste like a Chardonnay. It tasted. I don't even.
No, well, I mean, to me, it tasted much like that Chardonnay we did with the blind tasting. Yeah, which had elements of it tasted like California wine that was trying to be French.
but I think it's not they didn't oak it, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they did oak it, and that's
They
why
did
I
oak
had that weird hay, like barnyard kind of taste to it.
Okay. They oaked it wrong.
No. Well, I mean, they just put it in some oak, hoping for it to get like some vanilla notes, and instead it just got like
Your
dirty
dog
barn. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. That happened. I agree with that.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, if you're going to
Oh,
not if you're going to have a Chard that you're not going to do the malolactic fermentation on, just keep it out of the oak. And
This
that
one says apple, orange zest, and tropical fruits.
Yeah.
On it.
but well
Beautiful is that though.
that pretty much covers all of your bases though. I mean for a white wine, the only thing that they didn't have in there was stone fruit.
It's so not great. It's so not good.
Yeah,
I
if
didn't-
you have citrus, apple, and tropical, you're the only one that you're missing is stone fruit, and that right there makes up like the notes of almost every single white wine there is.
And we
So
got stuff.
you doing 3 of them is like, okay, we don't know what this thing tastes like, but you're going to identify with one of those.
Generic as fuck, man.
Yeah.
So we'll throw it out there.
But I don't know. I feel like the Chard was generic and the other ones were bad.
They were all.
I'd still say, well, I mean, these are definitely still,
What are we doing next time? Can we have some good wine?
yeah. So on the next one, yeah. I'm not really sure what we're going to do, but yeah, I was kind of thinking that we would go back to like one of the other options, like either going through like that wine direct that we did before.
Okay.
So that way they're kind of like highly rated, pretty quality wines, still kind of, and maybe even venturing, a little bit beyond the $20, barrier, and see, again, if because I think after the amount of punishment that we've had, because I mean, what our last couple have been, TJ's, we've done grocery wine, and then before that we had effectively almost 3 months of terrible Costco wine,
Costco wine.
or
Yeah.
the Advent calendar.
There's some Costco wine that is so good.
If you spend more
that's
than
another
$2
thing.
ball at Costco, you're getting some great wines.
Well,
So,
in Costco,
yeah, I think at this point we kind of need a bit of spoiling.
like that's
So-
real. That's real.
Did you know that Costco has a wine steward? The last time I was there, the wine steward happened to be see me looking at wine, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna get this. Well, this was by this vintner, and this was blah blah blah. And have you had this? This is
You were
comparable to this."
accosted.
I was.
Were you at the
I
Linwood
spent a
Costco?
little bit more than I had
Let's see.
anticipated on wine at Costco because
See now, and me, I'll argue with other Psalms all the time, because there's many that focus way too much on the wine maker and not enough on the wine region.
But they have a French wine that's $6 at Costco that is really good.
Oh, okay.
$6.
Which one is it?
I don't know. It's like says Bordeaux on the front. It's like a Grand Cru.
Let's get it on the wine tasting.
It definitely wasn't. I can guarantee it's probably not Grand Cru.
No, I mean I'm telling you, it was
For
really good wine.
$6?
For $6.
It might have Cru in the name, but I would probably maybe say like second or third Cru. But Grand Cru, I mean those are like your top vineyards, and those, I mean, even for the least known of them, you're probably looking at least like a $200 bottle.
No,
Yeah.
I've had like $20-$30 Crus, haven't I? From Gomer's. Maybe I missed some. Maybe it's not Bordeaux. Maybe it's Burgundy.
I mean, Burgundy, yeah, they have like a different Cru selection. And I'm not sure if I thought they still did, like different layers of Cru there, but
I don't know.
What I mean, what was it light? Was it like a Pinot Noir?
No, it'd be like, how should I say it? It's in the neighborhood of Merlot.
Okay, well, I mean that would be right bank Bordeaux, because like Burgundian like reds are mostly Pinot Noir.
Yeah, it's not fruity like a Pinot Noir.
No.
It was
Well, I mean, French reds are typically not fruity. They're going to be much more like earthy. It's all going to be dirt and leather.
It's gonna be like a blend with the Grenache and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Grenache and all those. They're mostly going to be. They're going to taste like someone with like a dirty leather boot kicked a cranberry, and
A bit of limestone dust.
yeah.
With Country Road, we get Southern Country Road in it.
Which is why I mean even French Pinot Noir I'm not a big fan of, just because it's still got that just like super earthy,
Oh,
not so much red fruit. But that's also why, well, I guess I take that back, because yeah, in the Burgundy region is Beaujolais, and they grow Gamay, and Gamay is delicious.
wait a minute. I like the shrimp. The shrimp is good.
Like it may.
What am I drinking?
Though there seems to be a lot more like
Yeah, drunk
Like-
wine.
Wait, are you still
Ford.
recording?
What's that?
Are you still recording?
Yes, he is.
No,
See the
well,
red.
actually I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it for now, but everybody wave bye to YouTube.